Thank you so much for being here. I'm very excited and looking forward to having you guys learn some more about social media and share my knowledge with you, some great strategies, and we'll get to filling out that worksheet. It's going to be a very helpful tool for you guys, and I'd love to start explaining it. So first off, we're going to, if you could take a couple minutes just to pull up the worksheet and fill it out, and then I'll go ahead and start the presentation. Let's go into the first part. So yes, your top 3 best content items. So with this, strategy, it's really about what are your, statistics behind your content. Have you seen a lot of movement with that content? For example, LinkedIn post. What was the topic of that post? Mark, would you care to share your answer?
I mean, I can go, yeah. So for us, because we work in the commercial industry, and who is it, Paul King that's on? He's kind of the same because he does, I think, cleaning for commercials. So for us,
yes,
on LinkedIn, what I try to highlight is like back to work or return to offices, work from home. We did a big push on that because folks are working from home, and then here to assist. So we, and I would reach out to that we typically get referrals from commercial brokers or any of the GCs. And that seemed to have the best traction, where they would ping us and I would get a lot of responses. I did email blasts, and then I also have some LinkedIn that I would post on there as well. So those are kind of the 3, I guess, for us for highlight best content items that we had.
Awesome. And
which obviously be different from other people.
Right. And did you get to already highlight and or feature, is what they call it, on LinkedIn? Did you feature those posts on your profile already?
I don't know. Are you gonna? You'll have to show me what you mean by feature.
Okay. I mean, sure. I could.
I don't know if you go over live.
That, but we could take a vote. Because I definitely, if people want to see it, I think we'll get through some more questions, and then at the end of at least this section, I can actually show physically, what I mean by that, if you'd like that. Yeah. Anybody else? For the second question, how about Kathy? Are you there? For the second question.
Yeah, I can go into that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So how do you feel about the second question? List 2 to 3 businesses you could try cross-promoting with. So thinking about close partnerships, potential opportunity for business with some other local businesses. Could you name a couple?
So with the Turkey Trot, we currently cross-promote with fitness clubs, run clubs.
Okay.
And we have about 90 nonprofits that we contribute money to, so they cross promote naturally for us.
They already do. Okay. Well, I love that example anyways, because not a lot of people, and businesses have that opportunity. So it sounds like you have that under control, possibly, which is, yeah, I mean, that's better than not having it up and running. So great example for some other people, but it sounds like you already do that. Now, do you cross promote with them on social media? Is a big question.
Yeah, I share a lot of posts. We also share with the media a lot.
Okay.
And then the media likes to support us when I share their posts. So we try to make it as much of a win-win situation as we can. Media, sponsors, the community, the city, the county, anybody that live well San Diego, anybody that has a goal of improving, the health of San Diego County, especially North San Diego County, we cross promote their services and products, and it's been a win-win so far.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And would you say that you've seen more engagement and just positive feedback from doing those items on social media, sharing and reposting?
Prior to Facebook messing up in that July, we had a lot more engagement at that time. I like that you're going to talk about LinkedIn and Instagram, because we haven't done as much LinkedIn, and we really need to do more LinkedIn and Instagram, because so many people have gotten off Facebook. So that's a challenge to us, we can tell.
Yes. Sounds great. And I love that you're able to share this information because, like I said, you're a great example of what's working and how to make that momentum with engagement. So I thank you so much for sharing. Next, how about Grace, would you be willing to share the top 3 industry keywords that you have for your industry?
For the keywords, well, so because of the hospitality industry and the fact that because of the pandemic, we've had to act very quickly, and we're continuing to adapt, especially with the items that we're planning to promote, that we're adding back into the services that we actually have to stop. And it's been really weird in regards to identifying those keywords. I mean, I can say eat local, dine out Oceanside, Oceanside, visit Oceanside, visit SD. And we could, these are all hashtags, but, I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes I would add hashtag love just for the simple fact that I know that's one of the biggest following. But at the same time, we really do need to concentrate on the locals, because it is a small place, and we're brick and mortar, and we need people to come. I'm not sure if I'm going to reach somebody in Sweden and they're going to fly over and have our food, which will be great. But, I mean, we need to reach the local people. At the same time, I think it's a little saturated. There's so much stuff going on. I'm finding that sometimes when I post on LinkedIn, I post on Instagram, we get pushed way down. And it's our press, and I'm following all what I think is all the rules. I'm not every day, several times. I'm planning things out. My stories are spaced, and it's just, I need something new to make it work. So I don't know exactly industry keywords anymore. That's part of it. It's morphing so much.
I understand. And yes, you're right. They do change. So, don't feel overwhelmed. Like, you have to have the same keywords all the time, because actually it's like social media. They do change, it's with the times, what's relevant. Is there relevant events? Obviously we had the pandemic. So the local, like you said, emphasizing local, and even creating your own, which I'm going to go into, so I'm not going to spoil it, but creating your own branded hashtags, something unique for your own industry that no one really has. It could be, a combination of your company name and local. But again, we'll go into that, so not to worry. But I'm glad you brought this up, because, it is a struggle, and you can find those keywords. So maybe for you, we could say local, like emphasis on local restaurants. And also the location. I like to go with where are you located, so the O side or ocean side. And it can be how you also utilize those keywords. And we'll go into that, like I said, not to worry, later, but just, remember this section about keywords, and we'll revisit that. Okay?
Okay.
Great. Thank you. And so next one, we're going to go right into the next worksheet. It's pretty simple. Again, just going to call on a few people, and then we'll get started in the actual strategy behind these. Okay. So creating your industry content theme. So everybody has, or most people here have, a different industry. And if you have the same industry, then, that's great. You guys can then reconnect offline. And I would say for the first one, your industry hot topics and trends, let's go with Haley. Would you like to help with that one? Can you give us a little bit of background about your industry hot topics and trends? If you can just list your top 3, or whatever a brief summary of what you wrote down, would be great.
I kind of did it for both, but for Tessa, Politics is always something that we have to follow and track. Government relations is something that we're always are tracking, and that means like what projects are coming through, how do we promote those projects, were we a part of those projects? And then the third part is we usually come out with a blog every couple of months, and so we try to promote that on LinkedIn and social media to drive traction to our social media platforms and our website. And then on the husband's front, he like is doing electric car conversions. So I wrote down A, it's a new business launch. B, it's like a going green type of trends and what that means for the environment and things like that. And then they're going for a land speed record car. So that would be our third topic.
Awesome. And now have you been able to successfully utilize these trends and hot topics that you're mentioning, or do you feel like you want to start ramping up and highlighting some of those topics or trends?
Yeah, I think there's an opportunity because we're a PR agency. We're pretty on top of this kind of stuff, but I think I could do a better job at promoting the government relations side and the political side that we work in, which we usually don't talk about.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, I'm glad you're here, and definitely we're going to go more into this shortly here. But it's definitely important to, I feel like, go back to this worksheet, after today, and really, take inventory of what you're doing and what you want to improve on. I think that's the most important, to stay on top of the game in social media and marketing, is just always revisit, your goals, your business goals, and your hot topics. Like what's relevant to your audience is going to matter the most, rather than your own agenda or your company's agenda. Yay. So next one, content theme ideas. So previous popular content. Let's go with Robin. How about Robin? Great. Can you help us with that?
I think I may be able to the best of my ability. Some of my previous followings that I had the most content with was when I do live Facebooks, because I'm out and about. And so as a mobile notary, I'm all over the place wherever I want to be. And so if I'm in between assignments, I'll sit down and I'll just pull up a live Facebook and just talk about, whatever happened that day. Everybody likes to hear a personal story, just to make it real. And I'll usually talk about, whatever the event is that's going on in the day. And I get like a lot of response, and I'm doing it in my car, which really tells the authenticity that I'm a mobile, that I'm a notary. And so with COVID, I've had all kinds of experiences. So I can say that the biggest one was when I had to wear longer skirts because I'm doing it on the garage floors, or I'm doing it out on a picnic bench. So, and in the wind, the weights I had to offer. So that was a big content for me. The other one is the market is slowing down a little bit. The rates are going up a little bit. Prices are going up a little bit. And so the loan signing agents, who are the ones that strictly do loan documents and hook up with signing services, are noticing a decline in business. And there's a lot of notaries around. It's a vast population that are notaries. And so what I'm doing with my business is setting up a marketing, how to shining up your notary marketing skills. So through Carlson Mobile Notary. So I've been able to launch that. And so what I've learned from that group, which is kind of fun, is that you just don't have to do things locally in person like the original plan was. So I had to re-look at that situation. And I've had people from the East Coast come and attend, which is a great avenue that I didn't expect. And so that was a big content, launching that. How do I get my more signings and still make that kind of money? And so for me, it was showing them the option of, you can be a loan signing agent, but look at something else that pays pretty much the same, which are getting with estate attorneys and living trusts. So it was providing options that, and I've been in the business, and that's, I have the credibility and the visibility with 30 years plus of experience, and I love to chat. So it's about making, the person comfortable and knowing that, hey, you're telling the truth. You're just not pulling my leg. So those are the two big content ones.
Video
I visit
king,
back to.
definitely.
Yeah, the live video. And I don't worry about it. Zoom has really helped me with that. It used to be, oh, do my earrings match? Do I have my eyelashes on right? You know, all this stuff. And so now with the Zoom, the Facebook Lives are a lot easier for me because I'm not as critical.
Yeah.
It's about the information.
Exactly. It's about the information and being visible. I love all the points you touched, and live video is one of the best ways to connect on a personal level. I agree 100%, because not everybody has time to do that. So when you're there, it's amazing. You know, people really appreciate you showing up, and any business owner showing up, showing their face, whether it's a photo, video, but I believe that really builds that credibility with your audience. And great job. You know, I commend you because not everyone can do that, but they should, you know.
Back into the co-partner that we were talking about, I did a signing like Robin Raps. I forget what the name was. And so it was me and a co-partner, like a mortgage agent, and I were just doing a live video together talking about one subject. That just went haywire because he has all his followings and I had mine, and that was a really high content for viewers. So that was another
collaboration.
Way to partner. Yes, thank you.
Yes, very great. Yeah, and I have more on that in the presentation. So I know we're going to run out of time. Hopefully not. So I'll kind of speed it up. I don't like to talk too fast or too slow, but I understand, you know, you guys, your time is very valuable. So, but thank you so much for sharing, Robin, and, you know, let's connect about that. I love to hear more on your progress with the videos. Congratulations. Who's next? Let's see. How about Scott?
So it's a little bit garbled. I think it might be my connection.
Oh, no worries.
Upcoming events, pretty much 401ks are in the question here. This year, there's a California mandate that's being implemented. I was hoping they would push it back, you know, 2 or 3 years, but that's not going to happen. Evidently, employers that have 50 to 99 employees have until the end of this June to get something in place or go with the state program. And next year they have 5 to 49 employees to get something in place by the end of June of next year. So a lot of employers do not know this is coming. So
yeah, it sounds like it. And are you able to really get the word out through marketing or forms of marketing with this event?
In various ways, yes.
Awesome.
There's radio, there's social media, just kind of calling businesses. As far as like what we were talking about earlier, as far as promoting other businesses, payroll companies. There's different companies that help promote it as well, and they kind of know CPAs as well.
That's
chambers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe utilizing all your resources for any event promotion is definitely essential. So great work, Scott. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're going to briefly go through this other worksheet, or how about we take a vote? Because I know, you know, I have some slides here. Do we want to revisit this worksheet and go into the PowerPoint?
Yeah, Jacqueline, let's get into the PowerPoint so you can share all of these great details. And then I think it'll be nice for everybody to also have that worksheet that they can look after we've already gone through this content. So
sounds good. Yeah, thank you. So again, this is a worksheet, or I'm sorry, a workshop about social media content, more so than social media, the details behind it, you know, how to run it. So I'm going to go into it now. The agenda for today, basically the intros, we're going to go over social media profile tips, engagements, you know, all this list here that you guys can see. And yeah. All right. Okay, so social media profile that we were just mentioning. Can everybody see that okay? A little bit bigger maybe. Let's see.
Yeah, if you want to try and make it full screen if possible, but I mean, I can read it fine. So if you want to just go through it.
Okay. Everybody, yeah,
That's perfect.
I don't know if you guys can. Okay. Just want to make sure that the video is not in there. Okay, everybody see that? Oops. Better? Okay, wonderful. So optimizing your social media profile. We're going to talk about Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. First off, some tips that I like to start out with are, are you using the right size images for each network? It's important because LinkedIn and Instagram, they're very different pixels. And the great thing about programs like Canva, they actually have a tool already in there that you can resize your images. It will resize them for you. That you just have to push the function and boom, it'll already resize it to the correct pixel, and you just have to move a few things and you're all set. The next one, use the same profile image on every network. So that has to do with brand recognition, right? Using that same image across multiple platforms will get your audience to easily recognize you and then be able to connect your brand. Next, we have consistent name handles for each network. So that's very important to always have, whether it's an initial or abbreviation of your company, the first 3 letters, but make it consistent across the board. And that way you're able to get that recognition. Next, we have keywords to easily be discovered. Yeah, so when you think keywords, we talked about earlier, eating local, right? Local, your city name is a very powerful keyword to integrate with your brand name, right? Hot topics are also great to use for keywords. When events come up, that's another keyword possibility to integrate. Next, we have fill in every field. Make sure you test your links as well. Filling in every field on your profile will get people to read, everything about your profile. Sometimes people just skip over the profiles if it's not completely filled in, which that's definitely not what you want if you're trying to interact with prospects and potential business partners. So definitely double check those and, check it twice because you never want that missing. Cross promotion, which we talked about a lot about earlier. It's a great avenue, great tool for, potential revenue and new business as well. New business partners, you'll be surprised. Cross promotion comes in many forms, which I'll also talk about a little bit later. Building social trust. So can I get a thumbs up if you believe in this? Building social trust with reviews, endorsements, or recommendations. Can I just get a thumbs up? So with social trust, what I mean by that is, getting reviews from clients and showcasing them on your profile. It's very important to have a time to actually outreach with your customers and be able to get that feedback, for yourself, for your business growth, and also to showcase your work on your profiles. It's very, very important. I currently work with a client and she's had a lot of Facebook reviews and testimonials from her parents, which are her clients. And it's been phenomenal. I read through them and I'm just so joyed to read them. I'm not a customer of hers, but just reading that brings me joy, as well as others. Lastly, pin your best content to the top of your profile. Yeah, so that's going to be highlighting, like we talked about for LinkedIn. Okay, I'm going to go to the next slide a little bit faster. Or does anybody need more time? And then give me a thumbs up? No? Okay, great. So social media engagement defined. There's a difference between promotion and engagement, which sometimes can be very confusing between the two. But the main differences are promotion extends your engagement efforts by presenting a valuable offer. So think service packages, right? Those are a valuable offer to your audience, right? Based on your customers' needs and wants. And it also amplifies your efforts on social media by contacting a wider audience. And engagement, on the other hand, is really, rooted in consistency by sharing that insight, providing value for every single time when you post, whether it's a video or a post. And the most important thing is connecting with the customer. Put them first every single time. That's going to be the winner. This establishes credibility while building trust, of course, and inspires others to then tell their friends and talk about you and share your items. Okay. Next, we have the top 3 social media marketing strategies for small business owners. Okay. So the main ones, there's a lot of strategies out there. As you know, every strategy is different for each and every business owner. However, I consolidated these to be the best recommended and broad, so that way everyone can apply this. Okay. Build awareness. So, what is awareness? Basically, it's, you really have to ask yourself questions, right? Like, what am I posting, or why am I posting what I'm posting? Is this content that I'm posting relevant to what my audience wants to see? You have to ask yourself these questions before even going into any process of building content. Start with your customer first, okay? Second would be optimize your social media profiles, which we're talking about today. Make sure, everything is in order. And I understand, this optimizing profiles, it does take some time, but to be honest, with the worksheet that we did today, these only could take maybe a few minutes each to implement. So maybe you're looking at 30 minutes. What I recommend is setting a little calendar reminder and setting up 30 minutes just to, knock this out and make sure everything is in line with the worksheet, and optimize your profile. And you'll start to see new visitors, more visibility, and so on. So I highly recommend that. A little homework for you guys if you guys are up for it. Consistent content, quality over quantity. How many times have we heard consistency? It's all about putting in the effort, even if it's only 15 minutes that you have in your day, or twice a week. It's worth it. Every minute that you have is worth it to get your content out and plan ahead. But definitely plan ahead is the key word here. And then take just a little bit of time to post, interact, and you'll be off. It's that simple. Next, we have, by implementing these marketing strategies, what will you gain, right? You'll definitely build customer loyalty. There's no doubt about it. Get people convinced, get them loyal fans, build community, get people engaged, it will help boost your quality traffic to your website and supercharge your leads and sales. Those are very important to remember, that at the end of the day, you do a lot of preparation for social media, but there are rewards, and they will show up with hard work and dedication and focus to these strategies. Okay. Next, we have creating a social media content strategy, right? These are some tips that I put together. I'm going to go through a quick overview. We already discussed part of these before, but basically, remember inform, entertain, connect. Those are the 3 key words that you should remember from this. And that will help you then build your strategy out. Lead with your business goals. Yeah. Does that type of content resonate with your audience? Make sure you're thinking of those things thoughtfully before creating. Very important. And then content themes. I recommend creating quarterly content themes, for per quarter, but also per month. Break it up into 3 months. Month 1 would be, maybe it's all about dining, right? All about local restaurants. I like that, or local coffee shops, really get it down and niche it down. I recommend that. Interactive polls and stories. Can we have a thumbs up if you currently do interactive stories and polls with your audience? Yes or no? Okay, so yeah, we don't have too many thumbs up there that I saw, but yeah, it's definitely, it's a tricky one. Create hashtag groups. That's another one I highly recommend. And you can do that using a social media planner tool. Okay, just a couple more here. Social media marketing trends. As we already talked about, this is a general overall view because there's so many trends out there, but for small business owners, the ones that are trending right now would be short video content, like we talked about with Robin, the live video, huge, highly recommend it. Put priority on that and you will start to see results. IGTVs, which is basically Instagram TVs, storytelling, very important to implement, whether you have pictures or animated graphics. All of that can be done to be telling a story. Collaborations is the last one, and we've talked a lot about that, so I think we're all in agreement there. Let's get on some collaborations. Okay. Give it a try. Start reaching out to people as soon as next week. Okay. Repurposing content. Very, very important subject. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of buzz and talk about this. So, be creative with your marketing strategy by repurposing your content. Simply said, and hopefully you'll remember that, from today, be creative and repurpose your content. That will save you time. How you can do that: email newsletter, video posts, and LinkedIn posts. Try those if you're not already doing that, and brainstorm with other people in your industry as well. Okay. Shortly, inspirational business quotes. Can I get a thumbs up if you enjoy and or share these with your audience? Huge trend. If you make your own quotes or if you use some famous quotes as well, it really resonates with your audience and puts them more in line with your brand. Make sure those quotes are obviously, in the same brand personality as who you represent and your audience. But all in all, I highly recommend it. And yeah, lastly, or almost, we have just another couple minutes here, is services we offer. After this presentation, I hope everybody had gotten very valuable information from this presentation with the worksheets, and also with some of the PowerPoint notes that you took. This is definitely my goal. And some of the services that I currently offer for, with Social Marketing Boutique is monthly and quarterly, as well as projects. Marketing content and strategy of email marketing is a big one that I know a lot of business owners need help with, by campaigns and so on. And I have more information on my website, which you can get in touch with me here. So if you want to jot that down and just give another minute here. And then we like to wrap up with a poll. Is that right, Hannah?
I can go ahead and send out the poll, but since it looks like we are at noon, I'm happy to stay on the call and continue to leave it open. But if any of you guys do have to leave, by all means do so. I know we have really busy schedules. I will be sharing out obviously the video after this, and I can probably share out the PowerPoint if that's okay with you, Jacqueline. And as always, Jacqueline is open for questions. So I just wanted to say that really quick, but I will send out those polls right now.